Welcome to you all on what is another scorcher of a day. It's been so hot this weekend, it's been a little unbearable. Today it is much more overcast here, but still really warm. So no fans on because I don't want the noise to distract in the background, so you'll just slowly watch me melt as the live goes on. How are you doing? What have you been up to? Lisa says, good morning all. Hope you're all well, you lovely beaders. Hope everyone's enjoyed the sun while we've had it from a drizzly Plymouth. So it's raining where you are. It did, I think, rain a little bit this morning, but not for very long here. The weather's been lovely. It's lovely to have a summer, but it's just so warm. I'm just melting. It's been very hard to sleep of an evening, so we've had to have the fans on in the bedroom and things like that. If we keep having summers like this, then maybe we'll start getting some air conditioning in Britain, who knows. Good morning to Brenda. She says hello to everybody. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this multi-strand necklace. So we're using some beautiful pearls. We've got 3 sizes of the pearls, and they're just very simple to do, but very lovely. You're going to get so much in your kit. You're going to also be able to make up a little pair of earrings, and you're also going to be able to make up a bracelet as well. So you're going to have a full set of very lovely jewellery. Very simple materials in terms of what you need. Tigertail, jump rings, a couple of findings. We're using some very lovely magnetic clasps today. And in terms of your tools, again, really minimal. What you're going to need, some cutters, maybe some round nose pliers when you come to do your earrings. Not much at all, but very easy, lovely make. Good morning to Lucy. She says, good morning, Natalie. So I'm going to take you over to the website now, and I'm going to show you the colours that you can choose from. So if you go over to TotallyBeads.co.uk, I'll put my teeth in at some point today. Hi, Mina. Hello, Elaine. Good morning, Amelia. I will show you what we've got going today. So go into the video tutorials. You can click on categories up here and scroll down, or you can click in the lovely big logo at the top. So this is going to take you to what we've called the Lillian necklace. So a beautiful double-stranded necklace, but also graduating the size of those pearls as we make them. So here what we've got for you today. They are $9.99 for a kit, and as I say, that's going to make up a necklace, a bracelet, and a pair of earrings as well. So you're going to get everything you need in that for just $9.99, or you can get the absolute bargain of 2 for £16. So we've got some Blue Lagoon, some Golden Haze, or some Wisteria Lilac for you to choose from today. And no, Lucy, before you say it, there isn't a pink option. I don't know why I didn't put a pink option together, but I thought these were rather pretty, very summery colours, but you can wear them all year round. Very sophisticated looking jewellery. So let's have a little look what's in your kit. So for $9.99 today, you are getting 3 strands of your glass pearl rounds. So you're going to get your 12mm, your 10mm, and your 8mm. You're going to get your jump rings, your Tigertail, magnetic clasps, crimp beads, calottes, ear wires, and head pins. So that's going to be able to make up a full set for you today. Absolute bargain. So have a little look what it looks like. You can see when it's lying flat on my mat or on the table like this, it does kind of gather in a little bit. That's because that inner strand is smaller, so it fits inside nicely. But you'll also notice, because we're using the gorgeous magnetic clasps, that sometimes sticks to the calotte when it's lying flat on the table. When you're wearing it, it will sit perfectly and very lovely, just like that. So they are the Blue Lagoon for you today. And if you want to know exactly what colours are going into the kit, you can scroll down and you can see we're using the Lagoon, the Cobalt, and the Pure White in that. And that's going to be on your silver-plated findings. So that'll be your jump rings, your calottes, and your clasp will all be in silver for the Blue Lagoon. If you're liking a little bit of the warm Golden Haze, then this one is for you. Again, you can see how they look. Very pretty. They're all on the gold findings for you. And in your kit, we're using the Golden Haze and the Buttermilk. You are getting all 3 strands in your kit there of the 12, the 10 and the 8mm pearls, as well as all your findings. So just £9.99 today, or you can buy 2 for £16. And we've got this beautiful wisteria lilac as well, just giving you your lilacs and your purpley colours. So that is that one. Again, all the findings that you need will be included. These are on rhodium coloured findings. You're getting your violet blue, your wisteria and your light purple, beautiful pearls in that kit. So 3 lovely ones to choose from today for an absolute bargain price. If you can't decide, then spoil yourself and get 2 for £16. An absolute bargain. It's a very big look on those kits today. So let me see what you're all saying and what you think about that. Am I still pixelated? Elaine says that I'm pixelated. Can someone let me know if I need to sort my camera out? For some reason today, the reason why I was a couple minutes late going live is I had very skewed camera at the bottom, and I don't know why it was showing up like that. I had to keep logging out and re-logging back in. I don't know what's going on. It seems to be okay. I've missed an awful lot of comments. Elaine says, good morning. Hope I'm feeling better. I am feeling a little bit better. Yeah, well, I'm feeling much better than I was. Thank you very much. Mina saying hello to everybody. Amelia's here. Judith says, good morning, Natalie and everybody. Camille's hoping I had a nice weekend. I had a lovely weekend, yeah. We did lots of walking, but it was very hot, so there was only so much you could do, really. And I got to see my big cousin. He is off to emigrate with his lovely wife, so they're going over to America. So I don't know when I'll see him next, but I'm sure, obviously, with the wonderful world of technology and Skype and Facebook and chat and online and whatnot, we'll probably see more of each other now than we ever did before. Elaine is saying good morning to everybody. So you say, morning, Natalie, haven't seen you for 2 weeks now, and all my beading family. Still bright and warm in Staines, but looking as if it might cloud over later on. It's cloudy here, but it's so warm, I think it's probably going to thunder and lightning. Anna says, good morning to everybody from a rainy Perth. Oh, there you go. She says she had the thunderstorm here last night. Celia is saying, can actually watch with the sound for the first time in ages. Have extremely broken work computer. Can you let me know if my sound and my picture quality is okay? Good morning to Sue. Hello to Anne. Hello to Joy. Joanne is here. She says, morning, Natalie and everyone. My sanity and the madness for me right now. Oh, well, glad that you're with us. Really easy project for you to do today. Lucy shared the group. Oh, thank you, Elaine, for letting me know I'm okay now. So today we are TotallyBeads.co.uk/Facebook tutorials /Lillian double strand necklace. Thank you for sharing that for me, Lucy. Hope you're all right, my love. Judith said it scared her so much. I'm guessing that was the thunder and lightning. We didn't have it, or if I did, I obviously slept through it. Good morning to Sharon. Hello to Diane. Camille's pleased we've got our colours in, so it's the Golden Haze for you today, Camille. I'm trying to see what else we've got. Hello from Helena in Sweden. Hello to Brenda. Lucy says it's working fine now. It just went funny at the beginning, so that's a relief. Good morning to Karen. Hello to Joanne. Hello to Seema. Hello to Janice. Hello to Sally Ann. Debbie's in. She's saying hello to everybody. Apparently it's cool for her now. It's not cool here. I'm still melting. Hello to Nicole. She says, hello, Natalie and everyone. Hope everyone's well and had a nice weekend. Hello to Joy. Hello to everybody's in today. Hello to Hannah. Hello to Elaine, who's loving the blue. I had the blue on the other day for you. I will show them here and I'll show them on the mat. I think it's probably best that I put them on the bust. So this one is the Golden Haze. So you can see we've got the same colours in this graduating. We've got the lighter at the top and as they get larger in the middle. But I've slightly changed the colours up on a few of them. So this is the beautiful kind of lilac wisteria colour for you. I'm hoping the colours show up I will put them on the mat as well, but they do look better on the bust because, like all jewellery, they shouldn't be lying flat, they should be worn. Thank you so much, Ruth. She says, please click that like button. I do appreciate that if you could. Thank you very much. And then we also have this beauty. This is probably one of my favourites. This is the one I'm going to be demoing with you today. This is the beautiful Blue Lagoon. So they're really straightforward to do. And as I say, you're going to have enough pearls in your kit. So we've popped in extra findings so you can make a little bracelet and you can make some earrings as well. Should we get going? So I'm going to take you down onto my mat. Let's move those out the way. Do apologise for a little bit of a leg stand there, but I don't want to move it in case it falls. I feel like I'm nice and close up. So I'm going to be using the Tigertail today. So I'm going to find the end of my Tigertail and I'm going to cut out about 45 centimetres. You don't need this much, but I think it's going to give me something nice to hold on to get my findings on really easy. Now, I'm going to use 2 strands of the Tigertail. They are going to be different lengths, but I'm cutting them the same length at the moment. The reason they'll be different length is because I'm going to be putting on different amounts of those beads. So they're going to graduate up in different amounts, which means the inner wire, the inner string rather, is going to be smaller and sit inside. So I'm going to cut off my Tigertail. I'll pop that there for now. And I'm just going to take one of my strands. So I'm going to put that one out the way for a little bit. And I'm just going to warm it slightly through my fingers just to kind of uncurl it a little bit. So I'm just running it through my nail and that will just straighten out just some of the kinks. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Now, when I started off originally designing these necklaces, as usual, I work from the middle and I will work my way out so I can kind of gauge how many in the size that I want. Because I've already worked that out for you and I know how many I want on which one, I can start adding my first finding, or I can pop my bead stopper on the end. It's entirely up to you. I think, as I know, I'm going to get going and I'm just going to start with my calotte and my crimp beads. So I'm going to start with the larger strand first. So I'm going to take my calotte and my 2 crimp beads because I want to make sure that I'm double crimping these. And I'm going to pop my calotte on. So it's going to go on through that hole at the bottom. And I'm going to pop my crimp beads on just to the end. Now, I'm not using one length of Tigertail for this. I'm going to use 2, and I'm going to add on 2 calottes, and then they will just join and sit nicely together around the back of your neck. So I'm bringing those crimp beads right up to the end of the Tigertail, and I'm going to double crimp. So I'm just flattening both of those down, slide my calotte up, close it over with my fingers, and then with my pliers, just going to flatten that a little bit more, just to get those ends aligned. And that's going to act as a little bit of a bead stopper. So I'm going to start off with my smallest pearls, which are my 8mm. So I'm going to cut open my strand. I'm going to be naughty. I'm going to use my cutters instead of my scissors. And I'm just going to open up my strand of my 8mm pearls and I'm going to attach on 12 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've took 12 of the 8mm and I'm just going to thread them on to my Tigertail. So a really straightforward make to do today, just some lovely bead stringing, which is going to give a really nice look. So again, great for beginners, great if you want to have like a little get together, a project like this. I don't know if anybody else likes a little tipple of wine, but I think How lovely would it be? Maybe even just some tea and cake, just to have a little afternoon or a little evening with some friends. You can all get your gorgeous pearls out and your Tigertail, and you could sit together and make these, because it doesn't take an awful lot of focus. You can have a lovely little chit chat while you do it. So I've threaded on my first 12 beads, my lovely pearls of 8mm, and now I'm going to graduate up a size. So I'm going to get my 10mm out, and I'm going to add 8 onto this. So again, I'm going to cut open my string and I'm going to count out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is going to be my outer strand, so my slightly larger one. Now, if you want to make this a slightly different length, the way I have measured it out, I've got it so it's sitting just nicely under my or on my collarbone, really. So it sits quite high. It's not like a choker, it's a comfortable wear. But if you want to make this larger, then all you need to do is just add on some extra pearls. I would probably add on either extra 10 or extra 12mm into the middle, and then you can just make sure that you put more on the outer than you do on the inner, and then it should sit inside nicely. So I've got my 8, I've got my 12, my 10. I'm now going to add my 12mm on. So I've got these beautiful blue coloured ones. I love the fact that not only do they graduate in size, but also it differs in colour as well. So you get the shades running through. So I'm going to add on 8 of the 12mm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of my 12mm pearls. And again, they just slide on really, really easy. Your Tigertail is nice and strong, so it's going to give it the shape that we're after. It's going to be able to hold the weight of these larger pearls with no problem. And the holes in the pearls are nice and large, so you can get your Tigertail through with ease. So this is the widest point I've got. I've got my 12 8mm, 8 10mm, and 8 12mm. I'm now going to reverse that back up. So I'm going to do my 10mm again, and I'm going to add 8 onto them. So going back to the 10mm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Camille says, you're matching today, Natalie, blue nails, top, and making blue beads. Well, sometimes things don't happen by accident, and I do try and coordinate. Usually most people would match their jewellery to their outfit, but I always try and match my outfit to my jewellery. So if I'm making something on the live with you, I'll think, well, if it's a necklace, what neckline's going to look best if I put that on to show it off, or what colour's going to make that stand out a little bit. So I'd love to say it was just a happy accident, Camille, but it was quite planned. My nails have been this colour now for the full weekend. Okay, so I have put on my smaller, which is my 10, and I'm going to go back to my 8, so 12 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Have I missed any questions? Good morning to Shafika. Hello to Carol. Okay, so back with the smallest, which is my 8mm. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is 12. So all I want to do is make sure that it's the same on each side. So I've put 12 beads on either side, Moving up to the 10mm, I've added 8 on and then 8 in the middle. So that is going to be my outer strand. As I say, if I want to make this larger, I can just add in some more. I would probably add in more of the larger ones at the bottom. Anita says, good morning from a very cold Johannesburg in South Africa. Oh, Anita, if I could just pop over for like 10 minutes to cool down, that'd be lovely. Angela says, good morning, Natalie. Too busy watching and forgot to say hello. Well, hello to you, my lovely. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, so now I'm just going to put my findings on. So I'm going to take again, because I'm demoing with the blue, I've got the beautiful silver findings. So I'm going to put my calotte on through that hole in the bottom and my crimp beads. So I'm putting one crimp bead on for now. I'm just going to hold it in a position on my mat so I've kind of got the shape that I'm wanting. I want to make sure that when I crimp this calotte in place, that it's close down to that top bead. Let me move over a little bit in the middle so there's no gaps, but also if I can put it in the shape that I want it in the necklace, then that's going to make sure everything's kind of positioned nicely where I want it to be. So I'm going to lift it up vertically, let that crimp bead and calotte fall close down to that last bead, and I'm just going to come in with my pliers and give it a little crimp by putting a little bit of pressure onto it to flatten it out. Then I'm adding on my next crimp bead, and I'm going to do the same again. Just give that a little gentle press to flatten it. I'm going to come in with my cutters. So you can see I've started off with 45 centimeters, which means I don't have a lot left over. Plenty to hold on to, but not wasting too much either. If you want, you can just do this directly off your reel or Tigertail. I tend to do that when I'm making bracelets, and then I know I'm not wasting anything. But you can always keep these little bits as well. If we're ever going to make some fringe jewellery, which we've done before, then that's perfect for that. So just closing that calotte over, and that is my first strand. I'm now going to move that slightly to the top, and I'm going to bring in my second, and we're going to do exactly the same. We're just going to add a different number of those beads onto each one. So starting off with my calotte again. Hello Tutu, how are you doing, my lovely? So popping on my calotte. As I say, if you're not sure and you want to do a slightly different size, or want to arrange your pearls differently, then start off in the middle and work outwards, and then you can kind of get the balance of your necklace right. If you're going to just follow exactly what I've done, I've just lost my crimp bead there, then you can start at the end. So I'm adding on my first crimp bead, bringing it right up to the end, bringing my second one and flattening them down too. Slide up that calotte, close it over, just press that down gently. Don't put too much pressure on this, just enough that those little eyelets kind of line up evenly. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my smaller pearls again. Just kind of straighten this out a little bit. It's a little bit curly, this one. There you go, that's a bit better. So I'm starting off again with my 8mm pearls, only this time I'm going to add 13 on. So I know what you're thinking, that's more than the last one, but I'm putting less of the larger ones on. So they will line up nicely next to each other and slightly stagger when they're in the inside. So 13 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So on with the 8mm again. I love the colour of these. They're very, very pretty. And I think they look gorgeous against the blue. They look gorgeous against that cobalt. They just stand out really nicely. So has anybody else been melting? What have you been doing to keep cool? Or if you're in Johannesburg like Anita is, what are you doing to keep warm? Do you think we're having a drought over here at the moment? So we've been, although we're not on a hose pipe ban or anything where I am at the moment that I'm aware of, we are conserving as much water as we possibly can. It's too hot for a bath anyway, we have to get a shower. Okay, I'm moving up from the 8 to the 10 this time. I'm going to add on 7 of the 10 millimeters. So on with 7 pieces of those. And then onto the largest, which is your 12 millimeter, and I'm going to add 6 of those. Because it's a very simple make to do, I'm pretty confident I'll be able to get a full set of jewellery out for you today. I might do the earrings in the different colour, and I might do the bracelet in the other colour as well, so you can see how they look. We'll need another clasp for that, I think. Okay, so I've added on 6 of the 12 millimeter pearls, and I'm going to start to graduate that back down. Descend, I think, might be the word that I'm looking for. My brain's still not working. So I'm going to go now for 7, so the same on this side, of the 10 millimeter. I figured I needed a fairly straightforward make for you today. Although I'm feeling much better, I don't know why, I was planning in more complicated fiddly projects when my hands don't work and my face is melting. Camille says, yeah, she's also been melting. Lay on the bed with the fan on yesterday. Lovely. Angela says, it's been nice near Farrar, not too hot, but we had horrendous rain and thunder during the night. Far, sorry, mispronounced that. Sheila says, morning Natalie and everyone. Very late this morning, you still don't sound 100%. I'm not 100%, but I feel a million times better than I was. So that's good. I'm on the mend. Okay, so then we're finishing off with how many? 13 of the 8 millimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So in terms of making your earrings and your bracelet up after this, again, it's entirely up to you how you want to position them. You're going to have a couple of these smaller pearls left, which will be your 8 millimeter. So you might want to add them onto your earrings, or you might want to add them onto your bracelet. I think I'm going to add them onto my bracelet, and I'll just do some very simple earrings, just using those head pins that are in your pack. But you get given enough findings. Earrings might be nice just to use the large one really and keep it simple. So I've added on my last pearl. Again, these should be the same, so you've got the same amount of each colour and each size on either side of your necklace. Nina's asking, will this design work with 8 6mm and 4mm pearls? It will work, Nina, yes, but you'll have to just have a little bit of an experiment with the size in terms of the amount that you're putting on your string. As long as your inner strand is smaller than the outer strand in terms of the amount that you put on, then it will fit in the middle just the same. That's no problem. You might just have to have a little bit of an experiment with that. So on with my last calotte and on with my first crimp bead, popping it again in that rounded shape that I'd like it to sit in, coming inside. I can hold that up, I can show you, but I lose the shape a little bit. Making sure that calotte is right down against that pearl. I'm coming in and just giving that a little squish. I'm trying to. This one doesn't want to go. There you go. Just want to make sure I'm fully flattening them down, because that's going to make sure that it's held in place. My findings aren't going to come loose and my pearls aren't going to break off. They're going to stay lovely and secure onto my necklace. Coming in again just to trim. You can see I've got slightly more of the Tigertail left over this time. Not too much, but you'll see that is the difference in my length of my inner and my outer strand. I'm then going to close over my calotte, again just with my fingers first, and then fully close that over with my pliers. Just going to knock that a little bit just to straighten that up. So this is my inner strand, this is my outer strand, and this is how they're going to line up together. So you can see they just slightly stagger, and I think look really, really beautiful together in terms of the colour and the graduated size. So now I'm going to get my jump rings, and I only need one jump ring for each side because I'm going to attach both of those calottes onto the same jump ring. So I'm going to take my pliers, I'm going to open up my first jump ring by just giving it a little twist towards me. If one doesn't have calottes, can one use wire guardians instead, says Anita. All of this is included in your kit, all your findings, Anita. If you're just going to use what bits and bobs you've got at home, you can use wire guardians as well. That's not a problem. What I would try and do is bring your thread or your Tigertail back through your pearls a little bit after you've put that wire guardian on in place, just to kind of give it that extra sturdiness, because what you'll find is whatever thread you're using will kind of be protected by that wire guardian. That's basically what the calottes do as well. Your findings will rub against each other rather than the string. So I'm going to add on my inner onto that jump ring. And then I'm going to add on my outer strands. Let's start that again, eh? Jump ring, inner strand, through the jump ring, outer strand, also going on the outside of the jump ring. And then I'm going to add on the first half of my clasp. So we're using these beautiful magnetic clasps. They've got like little kind of spotty bits on the outside. They are very strong. I've opened it up already this morning because it wasn't opening. I was thinking, I'm going to have to open it. It felt like it was glued together. It was that strong, the magnet in it. So I'm now closing that jump ring by just moving it past the point where it meets, and that will spring closed. and then the same on the other side. So I'm taking my jump ring, I'm opening it up, I'm going to add on my inner strand and then my outer strand. I'm going to look to see where I put the other side of that clasp, and I'm going to add that on as well, and then I'm going to close up that jump ring. And that is my necklace made. Now, as I say, it will kind of dimple in the middle when it's lying flat. It will pucker in. But if I put it on for you, so let me bring myself up. I'll take this gorgeous one off. You can see it does sit really nicely. Try not to get it caught in my hair. Just going to open it up and let it go, because that is what's really gorgeous about these magnetic clasps, is that they just go on really easy. So you can see when you're wearing it, I have twisted it as I put that on. They just sit really nicely. The colours will slightly stagger but line up together as that graduates round. So that is how lovely and how easy that is. Now that's took me, well, given the fact we chatted for a little bit, that probably takes less than half an hour, I would say. And you're going to have plenty left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you back down and I'm going to show you the amount that we've got left. So you've got loads of your 12 millimeters left. You've got quite a few of your 10 millimeters left. There's still some rolling all over the place. And you've got your smaller as well. So there's plenty there to make a bracelet which matches. And you can also make a pair of earrings as well. The design you do on this is entirely up to you. I wouldn't make a multi-strand bracelet. I would just use one strand of the Tigertail, and that would obviously be matching because you're using the same colours. Tutu says that's gorgeous. Nicole says it's so pretty. Joanne says simply beautiful. And Nita says so beautiful as well. Thank you so much. Right, what I'm going to do is, because in your pack you will have extra clasps and extra findings. Just drop my ruler. But for me, I haven't put them to hand. So I'm going to use, I'm going to show them off. I've used the beautiful blue for the necklace. I'm going to make the bracelet using the gorgeous lilac. So these are all what's left over from my lilacs. These are on the rhodium findings. So I'll get them to hand. And I've got my gorgeous magnetic clasp again. So to open it, I tend to slide it. Getting shot. Just push it against each other and it'll open up. They're very, very, very lovely. I do love those clasps. So I'm going to take a little length of Tigertail. I've just dropped my ruler, so I don't know how much, but it's going to be more than enough to go around my wrist. Again, you can start off if you know your design, or you can work your way out in the middle. I'm going to pop my bead stopper on, and I'm going to work out from the middle for now. So I'm going to go with my larger. Bear in mind as well, if you've got the offer with the two kits, you might want to mix your colours up. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to go in the middle, put the bead stopper on for now, but I will add on either side. I'm going to reopen up the strands because I was good and I tied them back together so they didn't all fall off. And I'm just going to kind of gauge now what sizes that I want. So I'm going to put my large pearls in the middle, which are my 12 millimeter. I think 3 would probably look nice. I quite like working with odd numbers. Then I'm going to graduate down a size and I'm going to get my 10 millimeter out. And I think, let's see, I These will be the ones that I use to determine the length that I want, I think. So I'm just going to play about with this. Let's see how 4 would fit on. And then I'm just going to finish off, I think, with one of the smaller. And cut my string off. Camille's saying a wire wrapped ring. We haven't put wire in your kit, Camille. You've got loads of Tigertail and loads of findings. You could do a wire wrap ring. I'd definitely probably use the smallest pearl if you were going to. So I would use the 8mm. I think even though I'm going to have enough to do my earrings and my bracelet, do I add 2 on? Do I add 1 on? Let's see what we're getting size wise. So I'm going to add on 4 of the 10mm again onto the other side. I'm going to have to pick it up because I haven't got my ruler, so I don't know how many inches I'm doing. I'm going to add 2. So I'm going to add 2 of those smallest ones on. And don't forget your findings will give you a little bit of extra length as well when you've got the clasp on. Will that be large enough? No, I think I'm actually going to add on. See, this is why I start from the middle out, so I can play about a bit. I'm going to add an extra one on. We'll go with odd numbers apart from the end ones. So I'm going to add an extra one onto either side of the 10mm. That should give me a better length. Pick it up again just to get, yeah, that'll be perfect for me. Okay, so then on with the findings. I'm going to be using the rhodium findings because they are what is included in your kit. So for the golden haze, you're getting gold findings. For the blue colourway, you're getting silver. For this gorgeous lilac wisteria colour, you are getting the rhodium, which I think look very pretty against it. So that will be your crimp beads, your calottes, and your magnetic clasp will all be matching. So I'm going to pop on my first. Sorry, I'm just trying to read some comments, see what I've missed. So I'm going to pop on my first crimp bead. Got crimp beads absolutely everywhere. You can slide this up again to the end if you want to. Is the 2 on there? No, there's just the 1. So I'm going to pop on my crimp bead. I slide it up close to the end, save me having to cut close into that calotte. Slide that up, close it over. I am just going to have a little sip of my drink because my face is absolutely melting. I do apologise. Right, where are we at? So closing that over with my fingers. So exactly the same method as I've done the necklace. Really straightforward to do. Adding on the next one. Again, I'm kind of going to get the shape that I want. So I'm going to kind of position it in that lovely little curve. I'm just adding on the 1 crimp bead for now to make sure that that is close to that calotte and those pearls. I'm trying to keep it in camera, but I just want to pick it up and hold it close to my face so I can see what I'm doing. Just wait till Friday when I've got the chainmail earrings because I have held them really close to my face so I can make sure I'm getting the chain positioned right. So I'm going to need to have a practice doing that flat on my desk. Okay, Then I'm going to cut off that extra bit of Tigertail. I'm definitely keeping this little strand because when I make some fringe jewellery, that's going to come in handy. Hello, Kath. That's my mum. She says, hello, Natalie and everybody. Mummy, did you have a nice time? I'll give you a little call afterwards. Mum's been away with my dad. He went to a music festival. So I hope you had a lovely, lovely time. I've missed you lots. Okay, so now I'm just going to add on my jump rings again. A little bit easier this time because you've only got the one strand, so you don't have to concern yourself with what one you're picking up and how you're positioning it. I'm just going to take that clasp through that jump ring as well. Open up my other jump ring, attach that onto the other side and through that lovely magnetic clasp. Will you go through? I've got something a little bit blocking that side of my clasp. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to come in with my cutters and just poke that through if I can. Where's my round nose? Tiny bit that's blocking that clasp. Try not to get my fingers. There you go. It was just a little bit of plating which was stopping me getting my jump ring through, but now I can, that's not a problem. Closing that up, and look how easy it is to put this on. There you go, I've got a lovely little matching bracelet as well. Probably could have done with those less beads. It is a little bit big because obviously, as I say, my clasp is adding a little bit of length to it as well. Sue's asking, did your mum and dad go to Cropperty, Natalie? They did indeed. My dad's been going to Cropperty for absolute years and years and years and years. He's been going since he was a lad, and he always goes with his friend. But this time he invited mum along, so I think she had a good time by the looks of the odd message I've had. If you're still here, mum, let us know. Was it amazing? Right, we've got 10 minutes left. Let's make an earring. Okay, I'm going to use different colourway again. I'm going to use my golden haze colourway, so I can do whatever I want. I can graduate up the size of these. I've got my 12, my 10 and my 8. I think those colours look lovely together. You're also going to get your head pins in your kit. So you've got little nail tip flush finish, and that will mean when I pop on my pearls, they will fit lovely on the end. They're not falling off. You could just add one pearl on. You could graduate them up like this. You could do whatever you like. You've got the larger head pins in there, so you're going to be able to put quite a few pearls on. You don't have to worry about running out of length. I'm not too sure because I've dropped my ruler. I think they might be the 70mm ones. Okay, so I'm just going to use my pliers. I'm going to pop my last pearl on. Mummy says yes, she had a great time, thank you. Judah says, Cropperty sounds great, always loved Fairport. Joanne's hoping that you had a lovely festival, Mum. I haven't been to a music festival for ages. I think the last one I went to was Glastonbury. Okay, so I'm popping on my pearls. I'm going to just pop a little 90-degree bend in the top of my pin. Excuse me. Excuse me. I do apologise. I know the more I try and suppress that cough, the worse it's going to get. I'm going to do them at the same time. So I'm bending my lovely little pins just close above the top of that last pearl. Now, by bending that to around a 90-degree bend, that's going to make sure when I start to turn my loop, it's going to sit nice and neatly at the top of that last pearl. So I'm going to cut off a little bit of that pin. I don't need that much. I'm going to leave about 1 centimetre. If you want to get it exact, you can keep the bit you cut off and you can line that up against your next one and you'll know where about to cut. So my 2 little bits that I've trimmed off are the same length, which means these will be the same length. Now I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to use the smaller end. They are tapered, so bigger at the top towards the handles, smaller at the bottom. I'm going to use the small part at the end because I want to be able to turn nice, small, little, neat loops. So I'm going to position my round nose pliers against that pin. I don't want any of the pins sticking out at the end, so I'm going to hold that close up as I can. And then just with a little flick of my wrist, I'm going to start to turn it. So I'm turning it towards me. I'm just going to start repositioning that, turning that little loop until it's closed and it's nice and neat and it's like a little eye shape. We want an eye, not a P shape. You can just reposition that if you need to. Same again with the other. I'm going to hold it. So I'm just keeping my pearl underneath my nail there, really, just to hold it in place. You can use your finger. Taking my round nose pliers, holding it up close in shot knot, up close, so there's nothing sticking out the other end with that pin. I'm just going to hold it and I'm starting to turn like this. So I'm going to give a little loop. So I flick it up first, then I reposition my hand, and then I start to just give little flicks of my wrist, and that's going to close over my loop. And if I need to straighten it up a little bit, I can do. Now I'm going to get the ear wires, which are also included in my kit today. I've gone for the little French hooks again. They are my trusty favourite. I'm just going to open that up by just flicking my wrist a tiny bit just to open that up. I'm not opening it out because I don't want that to weaken and to snap. Just lifting it up slightly, sliding on my earring and closing it back over. And then the same again with the other one. Flick it up a little bit just to open, slide my loop on, close it over. In less than an hour, with a lot of chit chat, I have made for you a pair of earrings. Let's move them up way. A little bracelet and a necklace, and they all graduate, and you've got a lovely selection of colours in there as well. So I hope you found them as easy peasy as possible, and I hope my instructions were nice and clear for you and you thought, oh, I'm going to give that a go because that's going to take me half an hour and I'm going to have some lovely jewellery. They sit beautifully. Do trust the process. When you've got them down on your mat, as I say, you'll think it's buckling in at the top. That's probably because your magnetic clasp is magnetizing against your metal findings. It's also because your inner strand is smaller, so when it's closed together it looks kind of like it's crumpled a little bit, but when you wear it, it sits absolutely perfectly. It's really comfortable as well to wear. I love them. I think they're a nice little make. Because you've got the magnetic clasps, you always see me struggling to put on bracelets and things on the live. They go on really easy. The necklaces go on really easy. Although I'm going to be mismatching in colour, I am going to put my earrings in for you as well. So I'll take out the ones that I'm wearing. Anita says, thank you, Natalie. So gorgeous. Camille said, a very pretty set. So I'm glad that you like them. These are the earrings. I probably should have done them in a different colour so you can see them better against my hair. Oh my goodness, the sky is gone black. So I'm expecting a few rumbles of thunder and lightning pretty soon. So there you go, there's your earrings as well. They're really sweet. They're really pretty to do. 3 beads on a little head pin, and away you go. So thank you so much for joining me today. As you can see, I'm a hot, sweaty mess again. Tuti says, lovely, Natalie. Thank you and good night, everyone. Beautiful. Judith says they're very sophisticated. Victoria says, thank you. A lovely set. I hope you're all well. Thank you so much. So I will be back with you on Friday. I'm going to be doing some little chainmail earrings with a little bit of chain. Again, very minimal materials, but they look really nice, really, really effective. You're going to have a selection of colours in them. They're all the metals. So if you like your golds, if you like your silver, if you like your black plate, then there's definitely going to be something there for you. On Wednesday, Kitty will be back with you. I'm not sure what she's making. I want to say a bracelet, but I don't really know. So come and join us then. We are on TotallyBeads. We are on the website, so you can always catch us up on totallybeads.co.uk and select the video tutorials and go back and see hundreds and hundreds of makes that we've done forever and ever. If you want to watch us live, then we are on YouTube and Facebook at 10 o'clock UK time. So today we've been doing the gorgeous little Lillian double-strand necklace, bracelet and earrings. They were the absolute bargain price of £9.99 for one kit, or you could have bought 2 kits for £16. That offer will still be on there for you, so if you are watching at a later date, have a little look and pop them in your basket. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all have a lovely, lovely day. I hope you stay warm, stay cool, stay dry, wherever it is that you are, and I will see you Friday. Take care, lots of love and light.